Alex thought he had it all. Beautiful fiancée, Lily, a successful business they built together, and a future that seemed brighter than a supernova. He poured everything he had into their life. Not just money, but his heart, his dreams, his very soul. Their wedding was just around the corner, a grand celebration he was bankrolling completely. He'd bought her the car of her dreams, a sleek white convertible. He even put the down payment on a house, a beautiful home where they would build their family, all in her name, to show his unwavering trust. To Alex, Lily was his world, and he would have given her the stars if she'd asked. But one ordinary Tuesday, his world tilted on its axis. He'd come home early from a business trip, a bouquet of her favorite lilies in hand, planning to surprise her. He walked in, calling her name, a wide smile on his face. The smile froze when he heard voices from the bedroom. It wasn't the TV, it was a man's voice, low and familiar, followed by Lily's laugh, a sound he knew better than his own heartbeat. He crept closer, his own heart pounding a deafening rhythm in his ears. The man was Mark, Alex's supposed best friend, his best man. The words they exchanged were a dagger to Alex's heart, intimate and casual, painting a picture of a long-running affair. Alex backed away silently, the flowers slipping from his numb fingers and scattering on the floor. He felt a cold, hollow emptiness where his heart used to be. Betrayal. It was a physical pain, sharp and suffocating. He drove to a quiet park, the city lights blurring through his tears. Rage, white-hot and volcanic, began to bubble up through the grief. He had given her everything. He had trusted them both, and they had repaid him with the ultimate deception. The love he felt just an hour ago curdled into something dark and vengeful. They had taken his future, his happiness. Fine. He would take everything back. And more. The plan began to form in his mind, piece by meticulous piece. They wanted a show. He would give them a masterpiece of ruin. The next few weeks were an exercise in supreme self-control. Alex played the part of the blissfully ignorant, doting fiancé. He smiled, he kissed her, he discussed wedding plans with a counterfeit excitement that made his stomach churn. Inside, he was a different person, cold and calculating. He started by visiting his lawyer, quietly explaining the situation. The house was in her name, but the down payment, a massive sum, was a loan from his business to her, with a contract he had her sign, disguised as a simple transfer document, a detail she had overlooked in her excitement. The car. It was a lease under his company's name, not a gift. He had the power to terminate it at any time. He then met with the wedding vendors, one by one. The lavish venue, the gourmet caterer, the sought-after photographer. He paid the deposits all from his personal accounts, keeping every single receipt. To Lily, everything was proceeding perfectly. She was busy planning her bachelorette party, a luxurious weekend getaway to a beach resort with her friends, all paid for, of course. By Alex, she was on top of the world, oblivious to the ground crumbling beneath her. Alex even helped Mark pick out his best man's suit, clapping him on the back and calling him brother, the word tasting like ash in his mouth. The day before the wedding was the rehearsal dinner. It was a grand affair at a 5-star restaurant. Lily was radiant in a designer dress, her hand in his, a dazzling smile on her face. Mark was there, looking smug, giving a heartfelt speech about friendship and love that had the room in tears. Alex stood up to give his own speech. He raised his glass, his eyes scanning the room, landing on Lily and then on Mark. He began by thanking everyone for coming, his voice steady. He spoke of love, trust, and commitment. Then his tone shifted. "I've learned that love is not just about giving," he said, his gaze locked on Lily. "It's also about what you receive in return. And recently I received a very important education on that front." He pulled out his phone and connected it to the restaurant's large projector screen. The room fell silent. An audio recording began to play. It was the conversation he'd recorded from outside their bedroom door that fateful day. Lily's laughter, Mark's voice, their words of affection, their plans, all broadcast for everyone to hear. Gasps echoed through the room. Lily's face turned from a bridal glow to a ghostly white. Mark looked like he'd been struck by lightning. Alex let the recording play for a full minute before stopping it. "So, to Lily and Mark," he said, his voice dripping with ice, "I wish you all the happiness you deserve, because you two are made for each other." He turned to Lily's shocked parents. "I'm sorry you had to find out this way. I'm no longer financing this charade." He then announced calmly, "The wedding tomorrow is, of course, canceled. All the deposits are non-refundable. The bills for the remaining balances will be sent directly to Lily, I'm sure her new partner. Mark can help her cover the costs." But he wasn't finished. "Oh, and Lily, darling," he said with a chilling smile, "about that beautiful house. The bank will be expecting the loan for the down payment to be repaid in full by Monday, since you're no longer marrying the CEO of the company that lent it to you. And that lovely convertible in the driveway? The lease has been terminated? It will be repossessed in the morning. I'd suggest you call a cab." He then looked at Mark. "As for you, buddy, consider our friendship and your position at my company terminated. Security will escort you out." With that, Alex placed his engagement ring on the table, took a sip of water, and walked out of the restaurant without a backward glance. He could hear the chaos erupting behind him, the shouting, the crying. It was the sound of his old life burning down. But for the first time in weeks, he felt a sense of liberation. He hadn't just gotten revenge. He had reclaimed his life, his dignity, and his future. The next morning, he booked a one-way ticket to a place he'd always wanted to see, alone. He had lost a fiancée and a best friend, but he had found himself again. And that was a foundation no one could ever take from him. His new life was just beginning.